up, everyone? It's Steve from Straight Fire Picks. We got best bets for NBA game number 1 of the NBA Finals between the Miami Heat and the Denver Nuggets on Thursday, June 1st, 2023. We're going to have NBA player prop spreads, over-unders, money lines here for you today. We're going to have 3 picks that are great value bets for this game number 1 between the Heat and Nuggets. Hoping for a nice long series, guys. We'll see. A lot of people think the series might be over in 4 to 5 games, maybe 6 in favor of the Nuggets, as they are big series favorites here. And big, obviously, game 1 favorites. But we'll see what happens. I got faith the Heat can keep this series somewhat close. Give us at least 6 games, maybe 7. We'll see what happens. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. If you guys are new to the channel here today, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We are still on the road to 7,000 subscribers. Just want to say I appreciate all of you guys and your support. You guys absolutely rock. And I couldn't do without you. So appreciate y'all. Please be sure to hit that like button for me and also subscribe to the channel. Guys, we have a guest. I want to get right into this. We got a first-time guest. This is a what we call the big guest. The big broom, guys. Why do I pull out the big broom? Well, we've gone 6-0 over the last 2 games. 2 back-to-back sweeps. I felt like the smaller broom just wasn't quite adequate enough. We had to pull out the big one. So let's see if we can brush that off. Oh, there it is. We got it. All right, now we're going to... Okay, we're good. 6-0, guys, over the last 2 games. Our last episode, we went under crazy. There were Jaylen Brown on the under 24.5 points. Cashed that. Gabe Vincent also under 13.5 points. We also cashed our same game parlay, which was the same from the last 2 games, for plus 146 value. So we love it, guys. Back-to-back 3-0 sweeps. 6-0 over our last 2 games. Hopefully we can make that 9-0. We got 3 more picks here for you today. Just want to say, if you guys have a pick for this game, be sure to drop it down in the comment section. If you like your pick included in our comment capper section, just be sure to put a star or an asterisk next to your pick, and we will include your pick in the video if it hits. Speaking of our comment cappers, we had the Man Cave MMA calling Duncan Robinson over 7.5 points. Eric Me calling Duncan Robinson 2+ threes made, and the Heat plus 10.5 spread. And then we had Lit Picks calling Jaylen Brown under 34.5 PRAs, and Anthony Moe calling Marcus Smart under 5.5 assists. Those all cash. So great calls from our comment cappers, guys. It was a great game 7 as far as our bets went, and the Celtics were not competitive, obviously, in that game, but the unders hit easily, fairly easily. Obviously, Jaylen Brown honestly probably cost the Celtics that game. I believe he had 8 turnovers. Did not shoot well from the field, so obviously a big thing there. And obviously Jason Tatum getting hurt, but Brown just tried to force it too much. So the injury scared me early as far as the under went, but it ended up working out for us. We're ready to get back after it today, guys. Just wanted to say one quick thing. If you guys want access to our picks early, you guys can become a Straight Fire MVP down below. It's just $3.99 per month. You do get access to the picks early. You also get a badge next to your name, some custom emojis, and a roll color in the Discord. Also a great way to support the channel and what we do here. Like I said, it's just $3.99 a month. I usually post up our plays. Like I said, as soon as I'm done with the research, I post them in the community tab for our MVPs. And you guys can get access to that if you want. Other than that, let's get after it today, guys. Let's get what we're here for. Let's get this 3-0 sweep. So let's get right into our picks here. And number 1, we're going with Nikola Jokic over 13.5 rebounds here for the Denver Nuggets. Plus 102 odds here on FanDuel. So, guys, I do like this matchup for Jokic as far as on the glass, on the rebounds. Jokic here is 6'11" versus Bam Adebayo, who's 6'9". So, obviously, we got a size advantage here with Jokic. Jokic's last 4 game longs versus Bam Adebayo for rebounds were 12, 12, 15, and 15. So you say, Steve, he cashed 2 out of 4. That's not like the greatest. Well, yeah, but that was averaging 34 minutes per game, right? And that wasn't in the playoffs. That was in the regular season. So the reason why I like it is because we could expect Jokic to get more like 40 minutes in that range. Obviously, with this being the NBA Finals, you're going to see the stars playing a lot. And I think Jokic will have a great shot here to play 40-plus minutes. And if he does, I think we'll have a great shot to get these 14 rebounds. And particularly at home, I like him. He's 6 out of 8 at home to the over in the playoffs so far with logs of 14, 9, 17, 19, 16, 13, 21, 17. So you guys see he has some really big games in there. He's averaging 15.8 rebounds per game at home in the playoffs. So that's particularly why I like it. I don't particularly think the Heat are going to shoot the lights out here in game number 1. I think Jokic will have some great opportunities to get on the glass and gobble up those rebounds. The last time, guys, in game number 1 last series, honestly, I say this honestly, I was going to go Jokic over 13.5 rebounds game 1 of that series. I took a different bet, which I think it ended up working. I think it was Aaron Gordon or something like that. I forget now, but I wanted to take Jokic. He had 10 rebounds in the first quarter, and I didn't take it. and I'm like, man, you know what? I'm not making that mistake again. Game 1, we're taking Jokic on that over. I think he's going to have a big rebounding game here. And even if it is a blowout in favor of the Nuggets, because I know some of you are thinking that, some of you are thinking the Nuggets probably going to blow out the Heat, Steve, in Game 1. Okay. Well, he cashed in both games where his minutes were affected because of a blowout. Obviously, when he played 33 or less minutes in the playoffs, he's 2-0 to the over, which is interesting, with logs of 14 and 19. So those were both blowouts by 29 and by 18 in favor of the Nuggets. So if that happens again, we still have a great chance to go over as well. So love it there for our number 1 pick. We're going Nikola Jokic over 13.5 rebounds here for the Denver Nuggets, plus 102 odds here on FanDuel. All right. This is going to be a weird one. You guys are going to really scratch your head at this one, but that's okay. At number 2, our number 2 pick, we are going with our boy, Caleb Martin, under 6.5 rebounds here for the Miami Heat. Plus 126 odds here on Caesars. So I'll say a couple things about this. You can get this on FanDuel, I believe, under 7.5 rebounds, which would be, you have a little bit more room to play off for minus 146 if you guys want to take the safe route. I'm putting a little bit more conviction on it here, though, because I really think he's going to go under this mark, and I love the plus value on this. We were 4-0 on Caleb Martin props last series. We could have been 7-0 if we took his points every single time, but we took his points 4 of the times last series. But here, guys, I think there's going to be some regression here in this series for Caleb Martin, at least on the glass, particularly on the road. So far, we've seen him go pretty much under a lot here in the playoffs as far as his rebounds go. He's 13 out of 18 to the under in the playoffs, 8 out of his last 10 on the road to the under in the playoffs as well. This is going to be a tough matchup for him. Nuggets allow the second fewest rebounds to power forwards, which is where Caleb Martin right now is lining up. If he's starting, if he's going to be starting, that's where he's going to line up. And they're going to go small. We'll see what happens. They could go back potentially to Kevin Love. We'll see what happens here in game number 1. But he is 6'5". He's going to be either going against MPJ, Michael Porter Jr. at 6'10", or Aaron Gordon at 6'8". So he does not have a height advantage on either two of those guys. And honestly, we talk about a lot of different things here, guys. This could be a blowout, obviously, like we were just talking about in game 1 here. Spread is set to 9, which means Martin won't be playing in the 4th if that's the case. We could also see more of Kevin Love and Highsmith in this series. I don't think we're going to see Caleb Martin play 45 minutes like he did in Game 7 there versus the Celtics. I expect his minutes to come back down a little bit, especially early in this series. Look for him to play maybe mid-30s, upper 30s in minutes, which I think if he does that, I think we'll have a really great chance here to cash. He did have 25 rebounds in his last 2 games, that he played there versus the Celtics. So you guys are like, Steve, I don't know. But I'm expecting that big regression, like we said. This is not the same situation. The Nuggets are going to shoot much better at home. Nuggets allow the fewest rebounds overall in the NBA, so I just don't see a lot of opportunities for Martin. I think guys like Adebayo and Butler are obviously going to get their rebounds as well. So I really like Martin, honestly, to go under here. So love it there for our number 2 pick, guys. We're going Caleb Martin under 6.5 rebounds here for the Miami Heat, plus 126 odds here on Caesars. Okay, and finally at number 3, we got our same game parlay. I love this, guys. We've cashed, obviously, our last 2 for really good odds, plus 151 and plus 146. So what do we got here today? We got plus 115. So why am I going a little safer? Well, it is game 1, guys. I don't want to go too crazy aggressive early on in this series, even though we do have 2 plus. All 3 of our plays are actually plus value. But I mean, I'm talking about for our parlay. I don't want to go too crazy because I'd like to start out, obviously game 1 on a very high note and just be able to cash it. So we got Jamal Murray to record 4 plus rebounds. He's done this at 13 out of 15 games in the playoffs. He's been really consistent overall at this, guys. I like him to get 4 rebounds. His line is 4.5, so I really don't mind his over. But at 4.5, it's like minus 150. But I mean, I like him to get 5 rebounds too, honestly. I think it's pretty solid value. You got Jamal Murray, 4 plus assists, 15 out of 15 games in the playoffs. All 15 games. We like seeing those type of trends. And they're getting, some good value on that leg. And then Bam Adebayo, over 11.5 points. I know some of you don't want to bet on Bam, but you know what? Numbers are numbers. I think Adebayo will bounce back. He is 16 out of 18 in the playoffs still to this line. He doesn't really need to do a whole heck of a lot. He's honestly done pretty well in this matchup versus Jokic. If you go back and look at the logs, he put up 20 plus on Jokic actually more than a few times. And he's 6 out of 7 to that over 11.5 last 7 games versus Jokic. We got Caldwell Pope to hit 1 plus 3, 12 out of 15 in the playoffs, 7 out of 8 at home. So I like all those trends, honestly. And the Heat did struggle versus the three-pointer this year. So I'm looking for Caldwell Pope, obviously, to knock down one. I think he can get that done. Appreciate you guys. Those are our picks for today. I'm putting a full unit on that. In case you guys didn't know, my unit size is $30. So that's what I put on all my plays. So that's obviously our same game parlay. Like I said, we might go for a little bit more aggressive odds in game 2, 3 and past that. Just early on in the series. You don't want to get too crazy here, guys. But talking about some leans I have for this game. Over-under set to 219.5. Even though the two meetings in the regular season both went over at 220 and 243 in the two meetings in the regular season, I lean the under here. I just think it's going to be a gritty game 1. That's why I think there will be some rebound chances. And honestly, I'm leaning Nuggets spread as well. I think the under 219.5, Nuggets -9 are probably where I would be leaning this game. I'm not going to personally play those, so bear that in mind. I'm not telling you to play those. Especially early in this series, I really don't want to do that. I think maybe game 2 will have a better feel for what's going to happen. But I do like the under 2. The Heat are a gritty team, and they're going to slow the Nuggets down a little bit as well. And, as far as the Nuggets in game 1, I just don't know if the Heat are going to make enough shots to keep it close with the Nuggets. I think the pace will be slowed down, but I still think the Nuggets are going to score. I think the Heat could really struggle. I think we could see, I'm kind of leaning towards that blowout actually happening here in game 1. Like I said, what's going to actually happen? It's like, it's hard to know, right? We don't have a situation where we have an 8 seed in the finals very often, so it's hard to honestly predict how they're going to do versus the Nuggets in some ways. They did play the Nuggets competitively in both games during the regular season, so like I said, we'll see what happens, but leaning the under 219.5 and the Nuggets spread. Those are not official plays. You guys got my official plays, the 3 that I mentioned. Other than that, guys, that is it for me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. It's been a lot of fun. You guys absolutely rock. Follow us on social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll catch you next time. Peace out.